guys, what's going on? My name is Louis, and God bless to every single one of you. So we have a big breaking news coming out. The WHO declares global, emergency. All right, so this information is coming out right now. It's 1:41 a.m. Eastern time. Look at all this. So this news is coming out right now. Once again, they have declared a global, emergency. And I just posted a video not too long ago. US citizens were told not to travel to this region. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Once again, global warning over pestilence. All right, so they're putting out this bombshell news at 1:30 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to see what's going on here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Once again, thank you so much for your support. Before I start with the news article, let me just show you some of this stuff really quick here. The decision to strike could come within 24 hours, and there are only two paths left. Donald claims victory and walks away, or he launches a military op that makes everything worse. You have former Lieutenant Colonel Danielle Davis said, "It seems to me we're back to the likelihood of a catastrophic and self-destructive war, and neither option ends well." All right, so once again, we are definitely seeing a lot of stuff happening today, guys. Here's another one. Massive black smoke rising in Moscow. The bear after a Ukrainian strike. So Moscow Oblast. Once again, things are not looking good. Things are not looking good. And I want to bring this information up really quick here. I'm also going to throw this one as well. So the Donald delivers new warning to Persia as the sleeping giant begins intense preparation for potential resumption of strikes. All right, so less than 24 hours. Are we about to see something pretty soon? Well, we're going to find out, guys. We are going to find out. All right, give me a second here. Let me go to the main news article and see what's going on with this story here. So global emergency has been declared. And at the same time, we're about to see some huge biblical war. The WHO, Director General, declared the, pestilence in Congo and Uganda a public warning emergency of international concerns on Sunday after more than 300 cases. And look at this, almost 100 has passed. In a post on X, the WHO said that the outbreak does not meet the criteria of a pestilence emergency like the C-19 and advised against the closure of international borders. Now, once again, you have authorities, experts, have confirmed that the current event is caused by the, I'm going to skip that name there, the pestilence, a rare variant that has no approved remedy. So there's no remedy for this one. So I'm skipping the names because this platform is really, really, really strict. Whenever I talk about this, I get hit for no reason. Official first reported that spread of the pestilence in Congo's eastern province of Ituri, close to Uganda and South Sudan on Friday. Now, this is the continent of Africa. Now, on Saturday, the African Centers for, I'm going to skip all that, reported 336 suspected cases, and 87 has passed. My condolences and prayers to the families and friends that lost their loved ones. Now, once again, you have Congo accounts for all exempt 2 of the cases, both of which were reported in neighboring Uganda, the WHO said. Now, once again, Uganda on Saturday confirmed 1 case it said was important from Congo and said that the patient had passed at a hospital in Uganda, capital Kampala. And once again, the agency said that a 2nd case has been reported in Kampala. It's spreading. It's spreading. The 2 cases had no apparent links to each other, and both patients have traveled from Congo, it added. Man. So it's spreading, and now they're declaring emergency. Once again, you have the Poningbogyong, the pestilence was first detected in Uganda district during a 2007-2008 outbreak that impacted 149 and has taken 37. The second time was in 2012 in an outbreak, and I'm going to skip those names there, where 57 cases and 29 paths were reported. Wow. So once again, this is a very important news that is coming out. As you can see, all these news sources right here, 25 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, 34 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago, the WHO declares a global emergency. Wow. This one 2 days ago, that's old news. That has nothing to do with the global emergency. Give me a second here. So once again, the agency has officially declared the pestilence in the Congo and Uganda a global emergency. The WHO noted that while the situation is critical, it does not meet the criteria of the global 2020 emergency. You guys already know what happened in 2020. So countries sharing land borders are considered at high risk for cross-border transmission. So there's been 88 that has passed already. I'm just going to skip some of this stuff here, guys. So check out the videos I posted. The sleeping giants were told not to travel. Alright, so the sleeping giants were told not to travel. And I did post a video over, I think it's Grand Supreme News, if I'm not mistaken. It's Grand Supreme News. Alright, let's go with Donald. Alright, so 24 hours away. Well, less than 24 hours. Will Donald push the button? Well, we're going to find out sooner or later. The Donald delivers new warning to Persia as the sleeping giant begins intense preparation for potential resumption of strikes. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Once again, make sure you hype this video, like this video as well. And if this is your first time, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you again for your support. According to a report from the New York Post, the Donald escalated tensions with Persia on Saturday by posting a dramatic video clip on Truth Social depicting him ordering a strike on a Persian aircraft. Now the clip, Donald declares, "Okay, we have it in our sight. Fire!" Boom! Okay, so as a sleeping giant flag destroyer destroys a vessels flying the Persian flag. Now, the move comes amid stalled peace negotiations and growing indication that the sleeping giant is gearing up for renewed military action. Now, Donald has bluntly dismissed Persia's latest peace proposal as unacceptable while openly discussing the extensive damage already inflicted on Persian targets during previous operation and the critical infrastructure that the sleeping giant deliberately spared but could strike in the future. Again, they're talking about possibly bridges and perhaps grid. In a Fox News interview that aired Friday night, he warned, "We hit them unbelievably hard. Look, we left their bridges. We left their electricity capacity. We can knock them all out in 2 days. 2 days. Everything." Here's the thing. Again, Donald is so concerned about Persia and these biblical wars. He said that it's going to take them 20 years to rebuild that nuke. As of right now, I think it's time to take care of business within the sleeping giant. There is many sleeping giant citizens losing their homes. 42,000 foreclosure in 1 month. Sleeping giant needs help. Forget about what's going on out there. I mean, again, it's very important to help our allies, but Donald said we already obliterated a whole bunch of stuff that's going to take them 20 years to rebuild and rebuild nuclear. The New York Times reported Friday that intense preparation are underway at the sleeping giant for a possible resumption of strike, potentially including aggressive bombing runs as soon as next week, according to official in the Mid-East. Defense Secretary Pete reported Friday that intense preparation are underway at the Pentagon for a possible resumption of strike, potentially including aggressive bombing runs as soon as next week, according to officials in the Mid-East. Defense Secretary Pete told lawmakers this week that the sleeping giant maintain escalation option if talks collapse. "We have a plan to retrograde if necessary. We have a plan to shift assist." Now, Persia experts describe the risk of renewed conflict as very real. John, a research fellow at the Cato Institute, said preparation for escalation appear underway, noting that Donald has refused to back down from his maximalist demands in negotiation, while Persia is unlikely to surrender its leverage. Roughly 50,000 sleeping giant troops, along with significant air and naval assist, including 2 carrier strike group, remain positioned in the region. A temporary cease plan took effect on April the 8th after 40-day operation, but frustrations over ongoing talks in Islamabad has mounted. Donald has signaled limited patience, stressing that Persia must reach a deal or face severe consequences. Less than 24 hours away. Will Donald push the button this coming Monday? Well, according to Fox, we could see something as soon as this Monday. The decision to strike could come within 24 hours. 24 hours. So we are definitely seeing a lot of stuff here, guys. A lot of stuff. You have pestilence going on. You got war going on. I mean, again, all this stuff. Man, that thing does not look good. Just everything is happening right in front of our faces. Once again, the Donald, it was the calm before the storm. Donald just posted this MAGA hat. Forget about that MAGA. MAGA is not happening. I'm sorry. Again, this is coming out from a former Don supporter. MAGA is not happening. It's not. And the reason why I'm saying that, well, again, like I said, 42,000 foreclosure. That means 42,000 sleeping giant lost their homes. Max credit cards going on. Now, Donald said that, we made a fortune out of Venezuelan oil. Yeah, the rich people made a fortune. All right, so when Donald sees sleeping giant, he sees the sleeping giant as a rich, powerful country. He forgot that this sleeping giant country has middle class and poor. He just focused more on the rich. But we are definitely seeing something here, guys. We are definitely seeing something here, but we ain't seeing no MAGA. MAGA is happening for the rich, not for the mid or the poor. So, Navy Admiral behind him, Persian warship in the background, lightning the works. It was the calm before the storm. He does this before. Excuse me, he done this before. Last time he said it, nobody knew what he meant. This time, there's a lot more context for that storm might be. All right. All right, so I'm not seeing much going on here, but yeah, it seems like there's all the information here. Yeah, so this is all of it here, guys. So I'm just, give me a second here. Donald just posted something else. What is this? Man. Donald posted 2 AI images. First one, warship. A storm, Persia ships in the background, calm before the storm. Second one, Space Force, Command Center, explosion over Earth on the screen behind him. His hands on the control. 2 posts, 1 hour apart, both pointing at the same direction. This is either the most elaborate Saturday afternoon trolling in the presidential history, or it's not trolling at all. I thought he's saying no more forever war. He said that. He said that he's gonna end all these biblical war, but he comes in and he's starting a whole bunch of them. I have this really bad feeling that something big is gonna hit our sleeping giant, and it's gonna hurt the sleeping giant, and Donna's gonna have this regret. I do believe something big is coming to the sleeping giant. Alright, guys, seems like this is all the information here. This is all the information, so I'm just gonna end it here, but leave comments down below. What are your thoughts on all this? Once again, I will keep it updated with the pestilent news and the nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream. We go live once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.